Have you ever loved someone so deeply that the thought of losing them felt unbearable? Maybe you stayed up at night, wondering what you would do if they left. Maybe you've experienced the crushing weight of heartbreak, rejection, or the slow fading of a once strong connection. Love is one of the most beautiful parts of life, but it also comes with pain. And yet, the ancient Stoics had a powerful way of looking at love and loss, one that can transform how you handle relationships forever. This philosophy is called Amor Fati, which means love your fate. It teaches us to embrace everything that happens, whether good or bad, with open arms. But how does this idea apply to love? And more importantly, how can it help you navigate the ups and downs of relationships without losing yourself in the process? Amor Fati is the idea that everything in life happens for a reason, and rather than resisting it, we should embrace it fully. It is not just about tolerating hardships, it is about welcoming them as essential parts of our journey. This philosophy teaches us that both joy and suffering, success and failure, gain and loss, are all intertwined. We cannot expect to experience only the highs of life while avoiding the lows. To truly live, we must learn to see every event, good or bad, as something necessary for our growth. Nowhere is this more relevant than in our relationships. Love is one of the most profound and meaningful experiences in life, yet it is never permanent. No matter how deeply you love someone, no matter how strong the bond feels, every relationship will eventually change or come to an end. This could be through natural separation, misunderstandings, or even forces beyond our control like death. At first, this truth may seem harsh, something we don't want to accept. But once we acknowledge it, we begin to see love in a different way. Instead of clinging to it in fear, we start to cherish it for what it truly is, a fleeting but beautiful part of our journey. Think about it. When you know something won't last forever, you stop taking it for granted. You stop assuming you have unlimited time. Instead, you become fully present. You appreciate the small moments, the laughter, the quiet conversations, the simple touch of a hand. You love without the anxiety of losing because you understand that loss is inevitable. Amor Fati is not about being indifferent to love or relationships. It is about embracing them with an open heart, knowing that their impermanence is what makes them precious. But here's where most people struggle. We cling to relationships because we fear loss. We convince ourselves that if we love hard enough, if we do everything perfectly, then the people we cherish will stay forever. We build expectations, we crave certainty, and we try to control outcomes, hoping that our efforts will prevent heartbreak. But love does not work this way. The tighter we hold on, the more fragile love becomes. Instead of feeling secure, we become anxious. Instead of enjoying the relationship, we obsess over keeping it. This fear of loss creates a cycle of suffering. When you're afraid to lose someone, you start overanalyzing everything. A delayed response to a message, a change in tone, a moment of silence. All of it becomes a source of worry. You start doubting yourself, questioning their feelings, and fearing the worst. Insecurity creeps in, and before you know it, you are no longer fully present in the relationship. Instead of experiencing love, you are constantly guarding against its loss. And here's the painful irony. When you try too hard to hold on to someone, you often push them away. Love is not meant to be controlled or possessed. It is meant to be experienced, to be shared freely. The more you fear losing it, the more you suffocate it. True love exists in freedom, not in desperate attachment. When you embrace the impermanence of relationships, you stop clinging, you stop fearing, and you finally allow love to flourish naturally. Think about rejection and breakups. Most people see them as personal failures, as if losing someone means they weren't good enough or didn't try hard enough. But the truth is, rejection is not a reflection of your worth, it's simply a part of life. The Stoic way is to see it not as a tragedy, but as a transition. When someone walks out of your life, it's not a punishment. It's not the universe conspiring against you. It's simply the natural course of events, unfolding exactly as they were meant to. You can either resist this reality and suffer, or you can embrace it and grow. Instead of drowning in the pain, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? A breakup is not the end, it's an opportunity. It forces you to reflect on yourself, your needs, and your values. Maybe it reveals the kind of love you truly deserve. Maybe it exposes areas where you need to grow. Maybe it teaches you that your happiness should never be dependent on another person. Every heartbreak carries a lesson, and if you pay attention, you will emerge stronger, wiser, and more resilient. The person who left wasn't meant to stay, and that's okay. Not everyone is meant to walk the entire journey with you. Some people are only meant to be chapters in your story, not the whole book. Amor Fati means looking at every heartbreak and saying, this was supposed to happen. This was part of my path, and I will use it to become better. When you adopt this mindset, rejection loses its sting, breakups lose their power over you, and love becomes something you experience fully, without fear, without attachment, and without regret. The key is detaching from outcomes. In life, we often hold on to the belief that things must unfold in a specific way, especially when it comes to love. We invest ourselves emotionally, imagining a perfect, lasting result, maybe a lifelong relationship, marriage, or an unbreakable bond. However, Stoicism teaches us that attachment to a particular outcome leads to unnecessary suffering. Love is a powerful force, but like everything else in life, it is fleeting and unpredictable. The Stoic mindset encourages us to detach from the desire for a specific result, focusing instead on the quality of the experience as it unfolds. Love freely, but don't anchor your happiness to expectations. Many people fall into the trap of believing that love should always lead to a fairy tale ending. They might envision a perfect future with someone, expecting it to unfold exactly as they wish. However, life doesn't work like that. People change, circumstances shift, and sometimes relationships evolve or come to an end. Instead of holding on to a fixed image of how love should be, we can focus on fully experiencing the present moment, loving deeply, but without the pressure of forever. Stoicism teaches us to love with an open heart and a disciplined mind. This means embracing the beauty and joy of love, while maintaining emotional balance and control. If someone stays, appreciate them, cherishing the time and connection you share. If they leave, accept it with grace, understanding that relationships, like all things, are temporary. Letting go doesn't mean you didn't care, it means you've accepted the reality of life's impermanence. By releasing the need for control over outcomes, we allow ourselves to experience love fully, without the burden of unrealistic expectations or fear of loss. The real power comes from learning to let go. It's a difficult truth to accept, but people will come and go from your life, often in ways we don't expect. Some individuals will stay with you for years, offering love, companionship, and growth. Others will only remain for a season, briefly crossing your path, but leaving a lasting impression. While it's natural to feel sadness or disappointment when someone leaves, Stoicism teaches us that holding on to those emotions can prevent us from fully embracing the present and future. Instead of resenting those who walk away, we are encouraged to shift our perspective and be grateful for the time we had together. Every person you encounter leaves a mark on you, shaping the person you become. Even the fleeting relationships, those that seem brief or imperfect, play a role in your journey. They teach you lessons, sometimes about love, patience, or understanding. Other times, about letting go and moving forward. Each interaction, no matter how brief, contributes to your personal growth. The pain of separation is real, but it also offers an opportunity to reflect on what you've learned and how you can use those lessons in your life moving forward. Holding on to the past, to what once was, only delays the future. Life is constantly changing, and clinging to old relationships, missed opportunities, or past regrets prevents us from fully engaging with what lies ahead. By learning to let go, you free yourself from the weight of the past and open yourself to the possibilities of the future. Move forward with strength and confidence, knowing that life has something new in store for you, something that can only come when you are ready to embrace it. But what about the pain? How do you deal with the emptiness that follows heartbreak? The answer is simple. Turn pain into growth. Pain is an inevitable part of life, especially when it comes to loss or heartache. Yet, the way we choose to view and respond to that pain makes all the difference. Instead of letting sorrow define us or keeping us stuck in a cycle of grief, we can transform it into something valuable. Every difficult moment, every tear, every setback is an opportunity to evolve and become stronger. The strongest people are not those who never experience loss or hardship, but those who learn from it. It's not about avoiding pain, but about how you rise after it. Life doesn't promise us constant happiness, but it does offer us lessons hidden within each challenge. Instead of asking, "Why did this happen to me?" ask yourself, "What can I learn from this?" This shift in perspective empowers us to take control of our growth rather than being passive victims of our circumstances. Amor Fati, the Stoic concept of love of fate, teaches us to trust that even our worst moments are leading us towards something greater. It's about embracing everything, good or bad, as part of a greater design. Maybe that painful breakup was meant to push you toward a deeper sense of self-understanding. Maybe the rejection was meant to redirect you toward a better path, toward a future relationship that aligns more with your values and aspirations. Each heartbreak, each rejection, each failure holds the potential to guide you toward a better version of yourself. Every setback is secretly a setup for your next breakthrough. The most powerful growth often arises from our most difficult experiences. If we approach pain with the mindset that it's a tool for our personal evolution, we can begin to see it not as an obstacle, but as a stepping stone on our journey towards something greater. So, how do you apply Amor Fati in dating? The first step is to approach relationships with curiosity, not attachment. Often we enter relationships with expectations, wondering where they will lead or if they will turn into something long-term. Instead, shift your focus to simply getting to know the person in front of you without obsessing over the future. Enjoy the connection as it comes, savoring the present moment without the pressure of needing a guarantee. This mindset frees you from the anxiety of controlling the outcome, allowing you to embrace the experience itself, regardless of where it leads. Second, if someone leaves, let them go with grace. It's natural to feel hurt or rejected when a relationship ends, but holding on too tightly only prolongs the pain. Amor Fati teaches us to accept life's course as it unfolds. Don't beg for someone to stay, don't chase after them, and certainly don't harbor resentment. People come into our lives for a reason, even if that reason is just to teach us something before they move on. By accepting their departure with grace, you honor the natural flow of life and open yourself up to new opportunities rather than clinging to what's already past. And finally, love with strength, not desperation. True love is not about controlling someone or forcing a connection to work. It's about experiencing the other person fully, embracing their uniqueness, and giving them the freedom to be themselves. Desperation often arises from fear of loss or insecurity. But real love is rooted in confidence and acceptance. It's the ability to enjoy someone's presence while respecting their autonomy. By loving with strength, you create space for genuine connection without the weight of possessiveness or neediness. This is how Amor Fati can guide you to healthier, more fulfilling relationships. Here's your final Stoic reminder: everything happens for you, not to you. Life isn't a series of random events happening at you. It's a carefully designed journey meant to shape and mold you into someone wiser, stronger, and more resilient. The people who leave, the heartbreaks you endure, the lessons you learn, they all play a role in your growth. Each challenge, each change, is an opportunity to evolve and build the character necessary for the life you're meant to live. Don't resist fate. It's easy to fight against the things we don't want, to hold on to the past or try to control outcomes. But true peace comes from embracing life as it is, with all its ups and downs. Amor Fati teaches us that even in the darkest moments, there is purpose and meaning. By accepting and loving whatever comes our way, we unlock a deep sense of peace and clarity, knowing that everything serves a greater purpose. Amor Fati isn't just a philosophy, it's a way of living. It's a mindset that empowers you to face life with courage, to move through challenges with grace, and to open your heart to whatever comes next. Instead of seeing obstacles as burdens, see them as stepping stones toward a more profound understanding of yourself and the world. With Amor Fati, you can live not just with acceptance, but with joy, knowing that everything, even the hard times, is contributing to the life you are meant to create. If this message resonates with you, take a moment to reflect. Have you been clinging to something that's already meant to leave? Have you been resisting life's natural flow, fighting against the changes that are simply part of your journey? If so, it's time to shift your perspective. Let go of the past, move forward with confidence, and embrace the fate that is unfolding before you. Life's flow will guide you toward growth, and resisting it only holds you back. If you found value in this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear this message. We all face challenges, and sometimes a reminder like this can make all the difference. And in the comments, tell me, what's the biggest lesson you've learned from love and loss? Let's grow together, sharing our wisdom and supporting each other through this journey of life. Your experiences matter, and by opening up, we can help one another move forward with strength and clarity.